So, welcome to the results for the final week, the final season of edition 6 of FMUL, which is the last edition in the current guise because we are doing a slightly different thing this time around. We're going to have a re-qualifier, as I'm branding it. So it's going to be a little bit different for the next edition, although it's not, we're not massively changing anything. It's just that we felt like we needed a refresh and just sort of bring everyone back in line. So everyone is going to be in the same league for the next edition, and I'm going to explain the details behind that. That should be quite exciting. So hopefully that will be something that everyone can look forward to. Before we do that though, we will have the results for edition 6. These are the final results of edition 6. So we will be crowning a winner tonight for this month. So the last one of the spring, shall we say. We should be in, I think by the end of May, we're in summer, aren't we? So last one of the spring. And here we have it. So let's see, where are we? We had Mulder and we had Falmouth. It cuts out very suddenly, that's which is a shame, but other than that it's really awesome. So Tux, Chile and Rushy were our qualifiers this time. None of them actually would have qualified. However, no one's qualified now because we are having a little change, and I will explain how that's going to work shortly. So Tux, Chile and Rushy, if you would like to qualify, you are very welcome to. It will not be with Napoli. You will see shortly. Provisional League, exactly the same thing. We didn't have a single Provisional League entrant. The Provisional League will not exist for the next thing. Everyone is allowed to join whenever they want, so there's no Provisional League. As far as I'm concerned, these people are now completely out unless they want to join in again. So if they want to qualify, they may, but they'll have to qualify through the same route that everyone is going to go through in the next month now. So the Provisional League is now wiped clean. There is no Provisional League for the time being. It will come back for people who don't submit their seasons in future, but the Provisional League is wiped clean as of now, and no one is in it for next season. So Las Palmas, then we had, this was my league. We had Frankie, who got sacked sadly. Let's hope Frankie can get through a save soon. I'm sure he will. I believe he's been doing some bit of a masterclass over the last few weeks. So hopefully he'll be improving his record a little bit in future editions. We then had Zany, who also got sacked, which is a bit less normal. Unlucky Zany. Junwoo did not submit this season, and nor did Nice Orange. So I'm the only person who actually got a score in this time, and I got 99. We'll see what that means for what would have been promotion and relegation shortly. Super League wise, we had Bale, who did not manage to submit this one. Did he get sacked? I can't actually remember. Well, he didn't submit it anyway. He either didn't submit or he got sacked. Ender, same thing. I think he did get sacked. Chris GLT got 171. A very creditable performance. Well done, Chris. Aldi up on 219. Fantastic. Silva 228. These are very high scores with a Norwegian team. That really is quite impressive. But this score is going to blow some people's socks off. White Panther 310 with Mulder. Now, there is a slight caveat to this in that because of the way that the Norwegian league works, he actually has 2 Champions League scores included in that, because Mulder have finished their season and then they're still in the Champions League at that point, so he finished that off. So it's just, there's a slight caveat there, but it's still an extraordinary score. So fantastic stuff from White Panther, well done, and he did indeed win the Champions League in one of those seasons. So really, really big achievement to win the Champions League with Mulder. I mean, I've never seen that before. I've seen it with smaller teams, admittedly, but it's very impressive. So well done, White Panther. Congratulations. Oh dear, no drum roll. There wasn't a drum roll. Yes, White Panther's pointing out that he also got to a Champions League final as well. Yes, I saw that. But more importantly, he won a Champions League in one of those seasons, so very impressive. So, in Division 2, we had Junwoo and myself were in the promotion spots to begin with. And as I was the only person with a score this time, I would have been promoted in first place. Junwoo in second place. It does mean that I am officially a league winner for the first time. It's the first time I've got my name on the honours board, which I will flash up later. So I'm pretty pleased with that. Admittedly, I was the only person who submitted all 4 seasons, but oh well. I did it, so yeah. And then in the Super League, well, we know that White Panther is the winner, so congratulations, White Panther, with that mammoth score. And that's the standings. They actually didn't change at all, I don't think. I think we're exactly in the same places that you were to begin with. Ender and Bale would have been relegated, but are saved by the fact that no one is getting relegated this time. But congratulations to White Panther, who really does sort of make the Hall of Fame big time, because as you will see in a second, history, and this is the history of the FMUL. So just put this a little bit bigger for you. So we have a little bit of a pattern emerging here. The Super League seems to be won back to back multiple times. In fact, White Panther has won a league in 3 successive seasons. He won Division 2 3 seasons ago. White Panther won with Dobruca last time around, and then with Molde here. So 3 in a row for White Panther, albeit one of them in Division 2. We wonder whether Vitasoy will come back and see if he can stop White Panther from becoming the second 3 in a row winner in this league. Because although there isn't the Super League next time, because it's a qualifier, I will count the winner of the next one as a Super League winner, because everyone's in it. So it means that they are the best player in the leagues. So whoever wins the next one, they are the Super League winner. Basically, everyone's in Super League next time. That's the way I'm going to see it. In fact, let's just put these in here. I'm going to give you the update shortly on who this team will be for the new one. Okay, so congratulations to White Panther. That is very, very impressive and really, really good stuff. Now, some exciting news. Okay, and this is actually, believe it or not, the exciting news. You can see it, although you can't perhaps work out quite what it is yet. This is the save that you will shortly be getting. In fact, it's already available, although I haven't sent out the link yet, for the, I suppose, Super League. We're going to call it Super League, but it's the qualifier for the new Super League. So this is going to count as Edition 7. However, it's going to be a qualifier for everyone. In other words, everyone's going to be in one league. You will all be doing the same save. Now, this is a slight save with a difference. And I'm going to show you now what that difference is. So you will be taking over, and in fact, I can actually, let me just save this again, because this is saved currently as, it's not saved as South Africa playable. Let me just check that this is the right save. A sec. I think it is. '18th of March. Yes, it is. Let me just save it again, just in case. So I'm just saving it to make sure that I've got the right one. I think I did anyway, but just in case. So you will get this exact save. Okay, it's already out there. I will put the link up shortly. You will have a look at the league tables, and you'll notice we are mid-season. That is deliberate. Okay, you will also notice we're in March. That is also deliberate. This is just before the first youth intake. The first youth intake will be interesting, because I think you will find, for various reasons that will become apparent, that the youth intakes are significant with this save. That's all I will say. Okay, we know that we can get points. No, the point system is still the same. I think the points for this particular one will be important, though, because the team that you're going to get is a team that I think most people will win a lot of trophies with. Okay, because everyone, and I repeat, everyone is going to play with Barcelona for this save. Now, before you say anything else, have a look at this screen. What do you notice? You should notice some slightly strange players here. You've got Carles Puyol, you've got Xavi, you've got Ronaldinho. You also have one of my all-time favourite players. Where's he gone? Maybe you don't in this one. I've simmed this forward, so it may be that the person I'm thinking of has actually left. You don't seem to have the player I thought you had. I was going to say Thierry Henry, but he doesn't seem to be there. He was there in one of the ones I looked at. Anyway, you have some players here that I'm sure you recognise. This is a retro database. So you will see a whole load of players who, legendary. You will also notice there's one very big name missing from this list. I'm sure you will know who this is. He is not there. Good luck. What you may find is that you will see some other little Easter eggs as you proceed through this save. There are some unexpected things that you will see that I'm not going to reveal at this point. It will They will become apparent as you go along. I could have sworn Thierry Henry was in this. No, he's still at Arsenal. Okay, I thought he'd moved to Barcelona in this database. Oh no, of course he hadn't. Sorry, ignore me. He's not still at Arsenal. I'm talking nonsense. You do, however, still have Javier Saviola, who was meant to be one of the next big wonder kids. He does look pretty good. You've got various other people who you could potentially use. And obviously, you know how a lot of these careers ended up. So you know which of these players should be really, really good, and which of these players you might want to move on, and which other players you might want to buy, for example. So, as of this point, 18th of March 2024, your job is to just do the best you can. Okay? The points work in exactly the same way they did before. There is one slight caveat. Let me just say this is my version. So this is GOM edition 7. Got so many save games. I need to go through and sort them out. Right. So this is my save game. I'm now going to do what you guys need to do, which is to retire Terence Mars, who is a legend of another save of mine. I just used him as my manager. I'm going to decide to use. I've already decided this, but I just need to remind myself what I decided. It was. Yeah, okay. So my manager, I always select. I've got into the habit recently of selecting my manager based on the previous game. So like the best player I had in the previous game, or one of anyway, the player I liked the most in this game, and that was a player called Miha Matjasek. Probably pronounced that all wrong. I don't actually remember where he's from, but I'm going to say he was Serbian because it sounds like a Serbian name. So Miha Matjasek is my manager. You can obviously do that completely in any way you want to do. It's completely fine. He's Serbian, so I'm going to make him white because, well, he would be. Otherwise, I don't really care what he looks like. That is fine. I'm going to randomise his attire as well. Love the casual look, Matjasek. And there we go. You're going to take over Barcelona. Now, you'll notice there are quite a lot of leagues loaded. Okay, my suggestion is, in fact, no, not my suggestion. I will insist on this. Could everyone please remove all the leagues except, obviously, Spain and 3 other leagues. You can use 3 leagues. Obviously, as usual, your experience needs to be based on Barcelona. The good news is that for this save, that means it's as good as it can be. So you've got quite a lot to do in terms of giving those points out. And then you have your manager. So, I'm not going to actually play much more than that because I don't want to give too much away. Okay, but you will then take over this Barcelona team, this retro Barcelona team. Okay, and it's exactly the same as before. Now, as I said before, we are in. Let me just quickly show you. We're in March at the moment. You will not get any points for what you achieve in the rest of this season. However, that doesn't mean that this season is pointless. Hello, Silver. This season will not count in terms of points. However, as you will see, Barcelona are not currently into the Champions League. They may not make the Champions League. And therefore, this season does matter because your points for next season will obviously be affected by whether you're in the Champions League or not, whether you're in the Europa League, whether you're in the Conference League, whether you're not in Europe at all, although that would be difficult, I think, at this stage because you've got quite a good lead over Athletic Bilbao. So your job is to make sure you finish as high as possible, certainly in those top 4 places if at all possible, with this season, and then you'll get your sort of highest possible amount of points in the following seasons. Okay, so obviously the next seasons are the ones that matter, but you do need to make sure that you're into the Champions League to make sure that everything is as good as it can possibly be next time. We don't actually need, I don't think, a new. Just trying to think if we do. I don't think we do need a new sheet to be sent out because we had a Spanish League a Spanish League points thing sent out with Las Palmas. So the points thing stays exactly the same. There will be challenges. They are coming hopefully very shortly from Vitasoy. And I think that's all you need to know. I will post, in fact, right now, let me just quickly put this back up. I will right now post the starting save, which will be available right now.